It's a warm and sultry night here on the campus of Westwood High School in Washington Township, New Jersey, as WCTV, the all-volunteer group, is proud to present high school football. Hello, everybody. I'm Larry the Fury, joined tonight, as usual, with John Francola and Jimmy Abitable, as we have a game between Cliffside Park and Westwood. And this game is very important as these games get more and more important as we get close to playoffs. John, you're a graduate of Cliffside Park. They come in here, they got an outstanding running back and a good quarterback and a lot of hopes to win today and maybe propel them on to the playoffs.
Well, you know what, Larry, last week, this Cliffside Park Raiders went into their game. They had lost 12 in a row, and they went into Dumont, and we had that game here against Dumont, where Dumont played well in the first half. And these two young men, you mentioned, the quarterback Spoto, number 8, and of course Neezer. Neezer is a senior, first-year player, and this young man in one game scored 4 touchdowns. He had number 50, so if you want to bet some money on that, 50 will come up, but he had 50, and what he did, the young man, he had 2 passes from the quarterback to him at 50 yards each. He then ran back a punt for 50 yards, and of course he also had an interception and then a punt return. So with him, they won the game. 26-20 was their first victory. So now, Larry, they're ready. They're ready to try to make it too. They're a young team. The head coach, Robert Sosa, is in charge of the Pee Wee and the in town. So now he'll be able to build on that as the head coach. And they'll be a force to be reckoned with, like the days when Brunelli from the town was the head coach at Cliffside Park.
We're going to have the national anthem, then we'll come back and highlight the Westwood Cardinals.
Marching band under the direction of Dan Pena and James Lawrence, the band led by drum major Ginny Haynes Stevens.
The national anthem is played by the Westwood Cardinal Marching Band. Now for Westwood, Jimmy Abitable. Westwood comes in here 2-2. They had a tough loss last week. You were at Riverdale, where Westwood was shut out. They had a very, very hard practice this week on the head coach, Vito Campanelli, as you see him standing over there. A couple of players are injured. Mandeville is going to be out, and Eunice is going to be out. Poggi and Napoli will take their spot. But Westwood now has got to try to turn it around and get straight in the right direction for the playoffs that are coming up next month.
Yeah, you mentioned, Larry, last week a very disappointing effort against a very good Riverdale team. I think the Westwood coaches expected a little bit more, and it was a game where nothing went right for them. I know Coach Campanelli and his staff were very disappointed in the effort, especially in the second half, and it was basically a get back to basics week, almost a preseason camp week. And they're looking for a better effort tonight, and it'll hopefully carry them down the line and into a playoff berth.
Well, let's just talk a second about it. This is the first week in October, and all the teams now are beginning to point to the playoffs, which begins in about a month. These games become very, very important with PowerPoints and wins. And for Westwood to win today puts them above 500. You got to have a 500 record to even try to qualify. So you want to take it? Your
well,
time,
no, Larry, my feeling with that is, especially with Westwood this year, in the new group that they're in, they could probably have an outside chance 4-4 to make it. But I believe 5-3 is definitely what they have to have. They're in a lot weaker group than in the past. So they have to, here's a game that they have to win today. If they, and then they have Mawa next week, which is a very good team. And then you have Dwight Anglewood, which is not a bad team this year. They're upsetting. And then Pascack Hill. So these are a couple of games that they have to put in the W column, or else they're going to be watching the playoff.
Jim, anything?
Yeah, I know they were disappointed in the physicality, how they were and how they played and how they felt they were beaten up by Riverdale. Let's see if they can get back to Westwood football tonight, and let's get after it physically.
We saw today, and it's been a long time since I've seen, before a game, they had bull in the ring, Larry. And bull in the ring is something that you do and you act in order to get the people more physical and more into the game. And that, to me, that's what he's trying to do. Vito Campanelli says we need to play physical, we need to be strong, and without physicality in your game, you're going to lose.
Well, we're getting ready for the kickoff. Westwood will take the kickoff as it comes forward. High end over end. Coming down to Saunders. And he will be brought down just shy of the 30-yard line, where Westwood will take over 1st and 10 with Liddy at center. Napoli will be playing along with Keating. Poggi and Siriglione will play on the line. That'll be your offensive line. We'll see how the skill position players are set out. They give us the lineup, and sometimes they change. There's been a few injuries with Westwood. They were game-time decisions. Number 1 is picked out. Evan Hull. Milani is the quarterback. Calling signals. I formation. Handoff to Galloway. He bangs across the 35-yard line up to the 37.
Outstanding stop. Looks like by number 21 again, Devontae Woody, who made the stop. And on a kickoff, number 22 for Cliffside, Will Dyson made the stop. So that's the way you start off in this game. Go about 7 yards on the first play.
I think the message is very early, going to be sent early. We want to run the football and get back to physical play.
Well, that's Galway again. Eludes one tackle, slips and slides and gets up to short of the 40-yard line. Going to be short, maybe a yard short.
Stopped by number 52. Looks like I'm trying to pick up some of these young men. Francisco Osorio.
Defensively for Cliffside Park, Enes Hodi, Mohammed Al-Abda, Francisco Osorio, and Willie Malley are up front. 3rd and short. Quarterback keeper by Carmelani. And there's a scrum, and I think he...
By a half a yard, Larry.
Ooh, that's going to be close.
No, a good yard. I'm giving him a good yard from the one referee. Yep, and they're moving the chain.
He got it. So Carmelani picks up the 1st down.
It's going to be interesting, guys, to see the 2 new starters on the offensive line. You replace 40% of the offensive line tonight, and we're going to see early if there are any mistakes or how they fare very quickly.
That's Nick Poggi, number 65, and Nick Napoli, number 51, on the offensive line.
So what do you think? Another run? Yes, I say run, even though Borgenson is out deep. No.
Carmelani looks. He wants to throw
Stop
out here.
Go.
Has his man. And the ball comes out. The ball is floating around, and it's going to be picked up by Westwood. Cliffside Park. They're going to say it was a fumble.
Yeah, you have number 82 for Cliffside Park has jumped on the play. Shane Carter, a senior, the tight end and linebacker.
Yeah, that time, guys, Borgenson did not put the ball away. He had it out like a loaf of bread, and this is the 3rd straight game at home that they fumbled on the first possession.
You're right.
It's not the way you want to start if you're Westwood.
So now the Cliffside Park will take over. I'll give you the starting lineup. 1st and 10. 1st and 10. Spotto calling signals. Almost a pro setback there.
To number 32.
There he goes around the left side. That's Arvin Tajanian. And Tajanian close to a 1st down.
Yeah, it looked like an off-tackle play that he just bounced, and the corner was late getting there, and he picked up about 8 yards on 1st down. Nice start for Cliffside Park.
Excellent speed that time for the running back, going to the outside.
Enes Hodi is the center. Adam Avila and Marcus Wright will be the guards. Francisco Sorio and Wally is the tackles. They gave you. Shane Carter is the tight end. And number 88, Mohammed Al-Abda, Looks like he's got some speed. He splits out to the right. Tejanian is way out. Here's a pitch out here to Dyson.
First down.
That's Will Dyson, number 22, and number 20 is the outstanding running back, Mike Nieser. So that's the offense for
Borgeson made the saving stop on that play.
As we might want to mention that Cliffside Park broke the 12-game losing streak last week. Congratulations to the kids and the coaches. And
that makes a better team right off the bat. You know, they said we
confidence,
won one,
confidence.
And they came from behind in that game. As number 20 had a phenomenal game, Nieser, and his pal Spotto, the quarterback.
Right now, Nieser is not in.
Well, they give him breaks, I guess. Well,
Spotto looks, throws, has his man. That's Carter on his feet and gets bounced around a little bit, pick up maybe 3.
Great job by the defense. That time, Nieser was a receiver, wideout, and that's why you didn't see him in the backfield, because he's a sprinter on the track team, so he can go the distance from the outside on a pass play.
Yeah, Coach Sosa wants to get him the ball any way he can out of the backfield and a slot at receiver, punt return, as he mentioned earlier. He's got a lot of speed. He's a track kid. He's a first-year player as a senior, and he's done an outstanding job.
So Cliffside Park, that recovered the fumble at midfield, is moving downfield. Thank you. Here comes Needs. I keep my eye on him now. Now he's in the slot. Carter is out to the right. The rest of the team is set. Handoff.
What a play. That
was Larry McCartney. No game.
Yeah, 25. Riley in on a tackle. First hit, 44.
And then 44.
Brandon Gallagher helped. Sets up a third and about 8. Loss of about 1.
And Gallagher had quite a game last time we were here. Making three touchdowns, I believe. A lot of tackles.
If you're Westwood here, you want to get off the field defensively. You don't want to give Cliffside Park any confidence early in this game.
And like I say, they do have some athletes, you know, and when you learn to win, it makes everything. And Jabril Peppers for Cliffside Park is Mike Nieser. How's that for a comparison?
Cliffside Park in a trips formation.
Here you go. There's a pitch out here to Nieser. Nieser's going around the left side. He eludes one tackle, but there's 3 Westwood defenders there and drop him for a loss of a yard. Going to bring up 4th and maybe
Borgeson
9.
Is one. Number 11, you have, of course, Matt Rivera. And I think 44, Brandon Gallagher.
Yep, initially, guys, 22 to the end. Connor Kallstrom was the one that forced that back inside. 4th and 10, and they got nothing to lose here. They're going for it.
Yeah, they're on what, the 34-yard line?
34-yard line.
It's amazing that he ran for it on a sweep to the short side.
If they get a seal block outside, then Nieser goes to the races.
He could still be running.
He's got great speed.
He could be in Ridgewood by now.
They are lined up in the punt formation.
Here we go.
All right.
Let's see if they're going to punt here.
So Coach Sosa says, I'm going to push him all the way back. If it's not a fake.
If he
the
punts.
Up back is number 8, the quarterback, so we got to keep an eye on that.
No, they are punting. Oh, nice.
A punt. Mohammed punts, and he puts the ball through the end zone. He's an outstanding, punting there. That was punting the ball, so they put the ball into the end zone, and Westwood dodges a bullet with the fumble recovery, so we've got 6 minutes and 46 seconds to go in the first quarter, and there is no score. Westwood will have their second possession of the game. Here Westwood comes up.
On the 20.
Morganson comes out to the left. Gallagher is in a slot almost. Handoff here, and looks like Galloway, well, he is smacked around.
Yeah, number 32, Arad Ternarjian for Cliffside Park made the initial tackle for a loss of about 2 or 3.
And then Shane Carter finished them off, number 82. They're going to the ball. This is a team that wants to pull an upset.
Yeah, that was
at Westwood.
Tarnanian was working on the backup left tackle there and just beat him off the snap.
Yeah, we got Turjanian. Just got to make sure we get some of these names because they'll call me up since they explained to me how to. And Will Maley is 77. And Mohammed Alabada.
Kamlani looks. He throws out here. He has Borders, and he's stopped after a quick tackle out there by number 5.
Nice job. That's
McCartney.
Larry McCartney, a junior.
He was on man coverage there in the flat. He misses that tackle. He goes a long way.
A little pump and go here, you know. If I was an offensive coordinator, Nick Campanelli.
Why don't you go next door and tell him?
Well, you know, I feel like Mike Campanelli when he used to be with us and run down and let me tell Vito the play.
Bellion comes in for Westwood, went way out to the right.
Almost
Hull is all the way out to the left. We have trips right, trips left. Carmelati calling signals. Carmelati's back. Look, on the screen here. Nice play call. There goes Galway. Galway's on his horse. He's going to go all the way. And the screen pass will go all the way some
65 yards.
Ryan Galloway to the screen pass and took it 65 yards down the right side for the first score of the game. And Westwood goes up 7-0 with 5:06 to go.
That was Ryan the Express Galloway. Looks like he's back from his injuries.
Yeah, Ryan did a nice job there setting the screen up. They blitzed the backer. He picked him up. He slid inside. He made one kid miss, and he was off to the races.
A beautiful run. And that sort of changes that mojo, you know,
Yes,
to get eliminate some of these thinking and not playing situations.
Yeah, we have the backup kicker in for Westwood.
Travis
Gallo.
Gallo.
This could be something to look at.
Kick is up.
No good.
No good. Hard to the left. So with 5:06 to go, Westwood takes a 6-0 lead over Cliffside Park. You are watching WCTV, the all-volunteer group from the Township of Washington. 6-0. Westwood will kick off. We have to mention a young lady we met at the studio, outside the studio, Philomena from Weehawken.
From Weehawken, yes.
Yeah,
she was married. She was picking up a marital license or certificate that she's married.
Yeah, she was very happy.
From Italy. She
Yeah.
came over when she was 9 years old from Bari.
Do you know someone like that, John?
Oh, yes. I came over when I was 9 myself.
Yeah.
From via Fiume to Sarisola to New York through...
And we've been paying the price ever since. So she's watching from Weehawken, and we said we'd say hello to her in the first period. So hello, Philomena from Bari, Italy.
From Bari, Italia.
Yeah. So
Questa qua parla italiano.
that's what she spoke very well. Did she speak well? Well, you
She was
spoke to her.
excellent. She was excellent.
Yeah, all right.
Una bella signorina.
Very bella
Good-looking.
signorina. Very nice lady. Had a nice smile. All right, we're back to the game.
We'll have to do that periodically for her. We would like her to watch us as she gets home from work.
Yeah, don't eat too much before they watch this show.
No mangiare troppo.
Handoff up the middle, and that's to Janian.
Yeah, that time they ran a fullback trap on first down, picked up about 4 yards.
And you had Connor Karlstrom on the stop, number 22, who's only going to play defense today.
Only going to play defense, a little banged up.
He's banged up. A lot of banged up people from the Riverdale game.
That Riverdale team is a very physical team.
We spoke to the coaches before the game, and they told us how physical Riverdale was.
And they're not big. They're just
Not
physical.
big.
With nice speed, but this year they don't have that speed that they normally have. But they can hit.
Second down and 5 yards to
Oh,
go
look
for
at
the
this
Red
stuff.
Raiders. Double wing.
Double wing.
Oof, I haven't seen that in a long time. Oof. Spotto wants to throw. Spotto wants to throw. He is going to throw and bangs it incomplete.
Preventing loss of yards.
Did a
that
nice
time.
job in the pocket that time, eluding the pressure. I think the whole defensive line was there.
How about that? A double wing.
When's the last time you saw a double wing?
Just a spread, 4 receiver set, tight slots.
Ah, double wing.
There's, I guess, Coach Sosa. I believe that must be the coach right there, yes. He's been with their rec program for 20 years, I believe. There's the coach right there. With the little beard in front, hands on the hip. He's trying to get Cliffside Park back to where they were under Brunelli and company. And Pimpinella,
Third down.
same formation.
5 yards to go. Spotto's looking. He's looking for... Oh, he was not looking for Shane Carter over the middle. The ball was there. It was just dropped. Although he had a nice little play over the middle.
He did a nice job that time, Steven Spotto, waiting for the receiver on the slant to clear the outside linebacker. He threw a perfect strike. It was just dropped.
Yeah, it was a good-looking pass. And that's probably the easiest completion for a quarterback. But the receivers got to put their hands up and catch it.
The problem there was there were 3 would-be defenders around him, but he was able, like Jimmy said, to find an open spot, but just couldn't hang on to the ball as it was delivered. So it's 4th down. It should be a punting situation here as we get to the 4-minute mark.
Might look for a fake here in midfield. Remember the quarterback number 8, Steven Spato, is the up back.
Yeah, and Al Abda is going to kick. He's pretty good. I saw him in warm-ups, and Westwood has no one back.
I guess they're going for the block.
Look at this kid kick. Look at this kick. And it's going to go into the end zone.
Oh.
Maybe.
And this is from the 42-yard line.
No, down
About
to
the
the
3.
3-yard line.
To the 3, Larry. So that's 8.
59 yards.
59 yards. I saw him warm up, and I come and tell you, the kid can kick it. That's Mohammed El Abda. And boy, can he kick.
He's a good-looking senior. 200-pounder.
Just what the doctor ordered.
Oh, absolutely.
He got Westwood pinned all the way down. The ball is going to be placed on, let's see, I got to catch it on my
5-yard line looks like 5.
Looks like the 3.
Yeah,
Well, I'm just looking where they're marking
4?
4.
4 and a half,
5,
almost
4,
5.
3, leave it on the 4.
Yeah. We're going to go to centimeters pretty soon.
Kamalani, it's a handoff.
Oh,
It's fumble.
there's
It's
another-
falling it down, and whoa, Westwood dodged a bullet.
Is that number 2 under? Is that the? Let me see. Coming up with the ball.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Galloway.
And he did a great job to bring the ball back in.
Wow.
Guys, that time they ran a fullback trap. Number 56, Adam Avila, shot through like
He's
a
a good
lightning
one.
bolt. He's the one that caused the fumble. Westwood very, very lucky to recover.
That's a nightmare for a coach when you're on the 3-yard line.
Oh, imagine that kind of a. That's a big turnover.
And
That would have been a 3-yard line.
oh,
That was a yo-yo
Kamalani's
on the
back.
string.
He's looking, fires downfield. Oh, intended for, look like Rowley down there.
Yeah, they ran 4 verticals with Riley out of the slot down the seam and just a little bit overthrown.
He had him.
But it had to be high because there was a defender in front of him. So good-looking throw.
Oh, yeah.
I like this number 15, Craig Kamalani, the junior. Got a great arm, a cannon of an arm.
Yeah, he's a little banged up too. We banged up his hip, a little hip pointer last week. And he's back in.
You know how long it takes to get rid of a hip pointer? Probably the whole season you can go with that.
Very little blood supply. Trips out to the right. Morganson is closer to Kamalani, so he'll be the inside slot man.
Little empty set here, no backs.
Galway
Long count.
is out there too. Kamalani's looking, he's going to go to Galway.
A little
And the ball bounces to him, incomplete. And Westwood's going to have to kick from their end zone, so Cliffside Park should get good field position at this punt unless something crazy happens.
Yeah, that time they tried to run a little rocket screen out of the trip set to Galloway. The ball was thrown a little bit low. And as you mentioned, punting out of your own end zone, Cliffside Park should get great field position.
Neeser is going back along with McCartney, and they should get the ball somewhere around the field it somewhere around their 45-yard line. Or Westwood's 45.
I say even closer than that.
Yeah, the
Let's
ball's
say
going to bounce at about the 30.
30.
And McCartney lets it bounce, and it's going to roll sideways to about the 39-yard line, where the Red Raiders of Cliffside Park will take over with 2 minutes and 59 seconds to go. They trail Westwood 6-0. You are watching WCTV, the all-volunteer group from the Township of Washington. Carter comes out to the right. There's going to be a pitch out here.
That's
to, let's see who that was out there.
22.
It was that Will Dyson.
Well, Larry, that ball was thrown behind, so if he dropped that ball, that would have been a
For the
fumble.
lateral, sure.
Yep.
They tried to run the bubble screen there to the receiver, and good job by 44 and 11. Matt Rivera
And Gallagher.
and Gallagher. 3-yard loss.
What a great sophomore Brandon Gallagher is. Number 10, number 44, a sophomore.
All people that are watching this along the line, last year Westwood's team was an outstanding team, that freshman team. They lost 1 game the entire year, and it was to Marwan. It was a close game.
Didn't they beat Bergen?
Yes, they
but
did.
with a couple of extra players, though.
Yeah,
right?
well, yeah.
But still, I don't care who you bring to beat Bergen in that game, but that was, I believe that was the case. Close, though, right?
El Abda is out to the left. Westwood looks like it wants a blitz. They do. Here comes Neeser. He gets away from one, gets away from another, and falls across the 40.
That's a short tackle by Galloway that time.
Yeah, that time you saw his speed initially. Broke through the line of scrimmage. Good tackle by Galloway there.
So it's going to bring down 3rd and 8 yards or 7 yards for the Red Raiders. They're in 4th down territory here. They trailed 6-0 to Westwood with 1 minute and 45 seconds to go in the first quarter. We're at the Westwood campus in Washington Township. It's a beautiful night, not a cloud in the sky. Somewhere's around 75 degrees. And say goodbye to this weather, boys. That's
Very
it.
quickly.
That's it. You'll see it again in May. So long, beautiful weather. Hello, snow. Sparrow wants to throw. He's got little time now.
Bubble on the other side.
And that ball is outside. They're calling it incomplete as Sparrow threw the ball forward. They don't seem to me that they're throwing the ball downfield. They throw into the side.
They tried to set up a screen to 22 Will Dyson that time, and it was sniffed out by Anthony Santiago. Did a great job. If he would have initially seen the ball, he might have picked it off.
That ball came a long way. He threw it some 15, 20 yards cross field. And when you do that, that's a dangerous pass. 4th down and 7. You've got to try to throw the ball north and south, not east and west.
And again, a lot of pressure on the quarterback that time. He did a nice job, Steven Sparrow, getting rid of the ball.
He did. He's got to elude one tackle, step to the right, step to the left. Let's see, we have Carter. We have everybody
empty
out.
formation.
The only person not in the formation is John Francola. Sparrow calling signals. Good snapback. Hayes getting pressure. There's a throw downfield to Carter. Carter has it. Goes to the goal line and in. Wow, what a throw. A fly pattern down the right side.
37-yard touchdown.
A fly pattern right down the sideline. He jumped over Galloway and in for the touchdown. 37 yards on a 4th down play. And just like that, the Red Raiders of Cliffside Park have tied the game at 6.
Well, Larry, Carter, nice size on that. It was a great throw. As a matter of fact, it was a spot throw by Sparrow that time. He was thrown to a point. He said, Carter, you got to go there. And with your size and big, long arms, he jumped up and grabbed it and went in for a touchdown.
Yeah, he was able to get behind cornerback Ryan Galloway that time. Great throw. He was under pressure again, Sparrow, and made a great throw.
210. He's a big kid. He's 210 pounds. And he went up and he just took the ball away.
So at 109, it could be, well, it's 6-6 right now. We see the kick in.
Here's the kick. It's up and it is good.
No good.
No good. Out to the left.
6-6.
Well, so we're 6-6 with 109 to go. You are watching WCTV, the all-volunteer group from the Township of Washington.
There, I guess. I don't know.
We'll get him at halftime.
No, those are Westwood people.
There's a kick. We don't know who the kicker is, to be honest with you. We're trying to figure out.
Mr. Smith.
Yeah, Mr. Smith. There's Galloway coming around, and he stays on his feet. He gets across the 30-yard line and pushed back where Westwood will take over with 1 minute flat to go in the first quarter. We are all tied 6-6. 2 touchdowns, and both teams missed the PAT trying to kick it. So Westwood will take over. 1st and 10. They are spotting the ball on the 31-yard line of the Cardinals.
And number 32, Arid Turchanian, made the stop.
Guys, let's see if Westwood starts to go with the 3-step pass game to Borgensen here.
Yeah, he hasn't had a ball thrown at him yet, right?
He had the one he caught and he fumbled.
Yep, you're right. First play of the game.
Galloway is deep.
First series.
Here he goes, Galloway. He got a big hole, and Galloway gets across the 40-yard line, picked up a 9 yards.
Let's see.
Dion Velasquez on the tackle. That might have been a touchdown-saving tackle.
What a hole that time on the right side of that line.
Picked up
about
11.
5 yards.
Picked up 11, first down.
I guess first down.
First down.
Galloway's got that speed, the express train.
They're bringing in Brendan Gallagher as the up back to block, and he put a nice block on the linebacker.
He's a good one, number 44.
Here we go again with Galloway. Another hole on the left side.
Oh, my goodness.
And Galloway gets across the 40-yard line to about the 42, 43
15 yards. And looks like stopped by Devontae Woody.
So if it worked on the right side, let's try it on the left.
You go back to basic. He said, look, my offensive line is better than your defensive line. This is the way we're going to play tonight.
Yeah, Brandon Gallagher, the fullback, stepping in for Connor Carlson, who we've mentioned numerous times is an excellent blocker. So that, not having him at fullback certainly hurts Westwood tonight.
There's a timeout on the field with 22 seconds to go. We are all tied, Westwood and Cliffside Park at 6 each. You are watching WCTV, the all-volunteer group from the Township of Washington. 1st and 10. Galway, no gain. He's looking to get back to the line of scrimmage.
What a job by number 5 that time, Larry McCarthy, for the Red Raiders. At the handoff, he was right there.
Yeah, number 55, Ennis Hottie, too, the defensive tackle, in on it.
To finish him off, but they must have, well, from the linebacker's position, Larry McCartney did a beautiful job reading the play.
Well, with that play, we will have the end of the first quarter here on the campus of Westwood High School. It is all tied 6-6.